The corporate meeting room is not a place of collaboration. It is a marketplace of egos. Every day, millions of employees walk into these rooms believing that sharing their best ideas will move them up the ladder. But the smartest individuals in the building have already discarded this illusion. They sit in the back, leaning away from the table, keeping their mouths tightly shut. This isn't because they lack vision, but because they understand the dark reality of corporate parasites. In any office, there is a specific breed of untalented managers and insecure colleagues who survive solely on stolen genius. They don't have the capacity to innovate, so they wait like vultures for a smart person to speak. The moment you voice your unpolished, brilliant concept, these parasites immediately hijack it. They rephrase your words, present them to higher leadership, and claim the ultimate credit while you are left holding the door. By staying silent, a smart person creates an ironclad fortress around their intellectual property. They understand that an idea is a weapon if you reveal it too early. You give your opponents time to disarm you. Silence is how they keep their strategic plans completely hidden from the vultures. They refuse to participate in the cheap noise of brainstorm sessions that only benefit the lazy. Instead of giving away their value for free, they hoard their insights until they are in a position of undeniable leverage. They don't need the immediate dopamine hit of a manager's nod during a casual Monday morning sync. They operate with a much longer timeline, knowing that execution in silence speaks louder than any presentation slide. When you refuse to speak, you force the parasites to expose their own emptiness. Without your input to copy, their lack of creativity becomes glaringly obvious to the entire company. This is the ultimate defensive psychology, winning the game by simply refusing to provide your enemies with ammunition. While the loud workers are desperately trying to look important, the silent professional is becoming indispensable. They save their energy for the projects they control entirely, ensuring their name cannot be erased from the final victory. They have mastered the art of working in the shadows, leaving the stage to those who crave superficial applause. In the world of high-value careers, transparency makes you a target, but opacity makes you a legend. Protect your mind from the corporate noise, because once an idea leaves your lips, it no longer belongs to you. Keep them guessing. Keep them empty. The modern workplace is an open drain for your emotional and intellectual energy. Every day, you are invited to participate in useless arguments, endless email threads, and emotional dramas that have zero impact on your actual growth. The average worker treats their mental energy like an infinite resource, throwing it at every corporate fire that erupts. By 2 p.m., they are mentally bankrupt, emotionally drained, and completely burnt out. But the smartest professional in the building understands a fundamental rule of psychology. Your focus is your currency. They practice strict energy conservation through strategic corporate silence. When a chaotic meeting dissolves into petty bickering, they do not jump in to fix the unfixable. They detach. They watch their colleagues burn through their adrenaline and peace of mind over things that will be forgotten by next Friday. This deliberate silence is a protective shield against the toxic culture of performative busyness. They understand that corporate burnout doesn't happen because you work too hard. It happens because you care too much about the wrong things. By keeping their mouth shut, they keep their stress levels close to zero. They save their maximum intellectual intensity for the tasks that actually build their personal brand and long-term leverage. While the loud crowd is busy reacting to every single notification on Slack or Teams, the silent operator is working deeply. They refuse to let the company's artificial urgency hijack their central nervous system. This discipline creates a powerful state of unnatural calm that allows them to make flawless decisions under heavy pressure. They look at the corporate drama through the lens of a scientist observing an experiment. They don't take office politics personally because they don't view the office as their home. It is just a chessboard. When you stop investing your feelings into a corporation that views you as a number, you become incredibly dangerous. You can no longer be guilt-tripped into taking on unpaid emotional labor for the team. You no longer lose sleep over a passive-aggressive remark from an insecure manager. Your silence is a clear boundary that says, you can buy my time, but you cannot buy my peace. While others are complaining about burnout at the coffee machine, you are sitting in your chair with a fully charged battery. You leave the office at the end of the day with your mental power intact, ready to invest it into your own life and side empires. They think you are quiet because you are disengaged. The truth is, you are just preserving your fire for the things that actually matter. When a corporate ship begins to sink, the true hierarchy of the office is instantly rewritten. In moments of major crisis weather, it is a lost client, a failed product launch. Or a sudden budget cut, the loud performers are always the first to fracture. They panic, they look for scapegoats, and they fill the air with useless, high-pitched anxiety. But this chaos is exactly where the quiet professional steps into their ultimate power. While everyone else is screaming, they sit in absolute stillness, embodying a state of unnatural calm. This stillness is not a sign of indifference. It is the silence of a computer processing a complex equation, because they haven't wasted their mental energy on daily office drama. Their brain is fully charged and clear. They don't see a disaster. They see a chessboard that has just been disrupted, creating new openings for tactical moves. In a state of panic, human beings naturally look for and anchor someone who seems completely unmoved by the storm. Suddenly, the entire room, including senior leadership, turns their eyes away from the loud talkers and focuses on the silent observer. Your quietness, which was once mistaken for a lack of ambition, is now recognized as supreme emotional mastery. While others are trying to save their skin, you are calmly diagnosing the problem and calculating the most effective solution. When you finally choose to speak in a crisis, your words carry the weight of an absolute directive. You don't offer opinions. You deliver surgical, data-backed steps that cut through the collective panic. This ability to remain functional when everyone else is paralyzed is what separates a true leader from a corporate actor. The parasites who used to steal your ideas are now exposed as useless cowards who have nothing to offer when the script changes. You don't need to yell to command respect. Your presence alone stabilizes the environment. By executing the solution in total silence, you solidify your position as an indispensable asset to the organization. They realize that while they were busy playing office games, you were mastering the actual architecture of the business. A crisis doesn't build character, simply reveals it to the entire company. The loud are revealed as fragile glass, while the silent are revealed as reinforced steel. Once the smoke clears, the corporate power dynamic is never the same again. The people who mattered before the crisis are ignored, and the person who mastered the silence is given the keys to the castle. They will look at you with a new level of fear and respect, wondering how you kept your head while they lost theirs. Let them wonder. The storm belonged to them, but the aftermath belongs entirely to you. The modern corporate system was designed to reward the loudest performers. It created an environment where talking about work became more valuable than actually doing the work. But as you have seen today, the ultimate authority belongs to those who choose the dark power of silence. By withholding your ideas from the parasites, you protect your value. By gathering data through asymmetry, you control the board. By conserving your energy, you defeat burnout, and by maintaining calm in chaos, you become indispensable. If you are currently sitting at your desk, feeling isolated because you don't participate in the office gossip, change your perspective. You are not an outsider. You are an auditor. Your silence is not a lack of confidence. It is a strategic decision to prioritize long-term domination over short-term applause. Stop trying to fit into a noisy system that wants to drain your intelligence for its own profit. Let the politicians have their meetings. Let the talkers have their spotlight. And let the desperate have their superficial validation. Your job is to build your empire in the quiet spaces between their noise. 12 months from now, the loud crowd will still be complaining about the same management. But you will have outgrown the cage entirely. This is the mindset of the modern master, and it is exactly what we teach here at San Wisdom. We do not look at the world through the lens of ordinary assumptions. We decode the hidden psychology of human behavior. If you are ready to cut the strings of social conformity and reclaim your mental freedom, you belong in our circle. Hit the subscribe button now to ensure you never miss our deep dive psychological breakdowns. If this message resonated with you, leave a comment below with the exact phrase, "I work in silence." Let us know that you are out there, watching, analyzing, and waiting for your moment. Share this video with one smart person who is currently surviving the corporate theater they need to hear this. Thank you for your time, and remember, in a world full of noisy players, the master always moves in absolute silence.